welcome to another edition of Goa365's Assembly Audit. Now we are at the fag end of this pretty long assembly session. Wednesday is the last day, and to discuss what's happened in the past week and today, I have a very senior panel with me, who I will introduce, starting with Viraj Bab Naik, cephalogist, our own, Ramrao Bab from AAP, professor, and to join us from the BJP side soon would be one of their representatives. So I would start off with you, Viraj Bab. Viraj Bab, it's been an interesting assembly, I feel, and today was even more interesting with all what's happening in the TCP and like Ramrao Bab is here, the Goa Forward and especially AAP with facts and figures have, I think, put out a lot of facts which the TCP minister and the government headed by Dr. Pramod Sawant would be at pains to explain. But we are waiting for their explanation. But anyway, that's for later. Viraj Bab, give us a general what's happened in the past so many days.
Another excellent day till now. I would like to point out some of the issues that were discussed in the House today. So, starting with the midday meal scheme. So, midday meal scheme which is being implemented for government schools and primary schools and so on. It's an excellent scheme providing good quality food to children. And another good part of that scheme is the food is provided by self-help groups, so they also get employment. Now, though this scheme is there, it's not perfect. So there are certain issues like payments of the self-help group not being made on time. So the ruling dispensation has assured that the payments would be made online. Similarly, I feel some quality checks need to be kept because the quality needs to be maintained. Though they are self-help group and they try to do a good job, still certain things like whether variety is given and sufficient quantity is provided and whether the quality is consistent throughout. So these are small things that they need to work on and make changes if required. Then coming to Griha Aadhar scheme, so Vijay Sardesai has demanded that the amount be raised to 3,000. So another scheme that is helping people, and it has been there for I think almost more than 10 years. So probably a time where revision of the amount that goes out on a monthly basis needs to be examined. Also at the same time, the eligibility for gaining this scheme also needs to be examined because incomes have gone up, things have changed. 10-12 years is a very long time. The amount might be low, but if you are increasing the amount, may as well look at the eligibility as well. Then coming to urban development. So urban development issue came in the House. Now we see that the roads and hospitals and infrastructure overall has gone up, is become better comparatively in the last 5 to 10 years. But the next step I feel is planning. So smart city works are underway in Panjim. That's a different issue, but even smaller towns need to have good quality planning. We are dependent on markets, fish markets, whether it be fish markets or the chicken, mutton or the vegetable markets. We are dependent on them, which are in existence from a very long time. So they were designed in such a way for that period. Now everyone goes with a car, so you need to have parking, cleanliness, access to the stalls. Also overall cleanliness inside and mobility for a person with disabilities and all those things have to be looked at. And planning should be in such a way that markets or departments like PWD, electricity, police station or TCP or all the other various departments have to be accessible to the people. We see that one is in one place, the other one is in another place. Probably if they could have a centralized thing in places like Margao, Mapsa, Ponda, the major towns, then that could help. Last but not the least is TCP. So this is one issue which always heats up, so I'll not dwell too much into it. Professor will give you a better picture with facts and figures. So this always comes up, and it's a major issue as far as land convergence is concerned. Then mega projects coming in, especially in Sankwal. Then the Zuari land issue was also discussed. Private forests. So all these things, TCP is always a hot topic in addition to our taxis throughout all the assemblies.
Yeah, thanks, Viraj Babu. Professor, what I'm saying is that now lots of these issues, day-to-day issues, which have to be discussed by the assembly, whatever. But eyes, Kalpur, roads, health, water, electricity, discussion good. Not only from these points came up not only from the opposition but also from the ruling things. So what you feel about generally, including in the TCP that I will bring on a little later, but generally what are the issues that were covered, which is, I feel it's a good thing. I know the last time your representative also had come saying no, because government has failed, the BJP MLAs are very, my thing is, but issues are being brought up.
Yeah.
Right? And what you feel were the more important ones, how it should be carried, assurances. Generally,
so actually, Viraj
has study that is the most important.
So Viraj has already covered what till now has happened today. So I will right now not touch much upon it, but maybe I'll come to TCP later. But in general, this was one of the longest successful, I will say, both for opposition as well as ruling session. अजून आणि 2 दीस उरल्या. आणि reason why all these things हे सगळे दीस जातले is because there is always a discussion on budget, demands असता. So ते demand करपाकूच जाय, so session has to continue. ताजे बरोबरूच every day begins with LAQs. तितून स्टार LAQ आन्सर जाता आणि बाकीचे LAQ तुमकां you get it on table आणि लोकांकूय ते मेळटा. That same time 11:30 you also are able to see it on the website what LAQs have been answered. मागीर जाता ते 0 hour आणि मागीर कॉलिंग अटेन्शन असता, मागीर केन्नाय ऑन फ्रायडेज प्रायवेट मेंबर रिझोल्युशन असता, बिल्स असता, आणि हायलायट जो असता तो जे लास्ट एक सेकंड लास्ट असो जो सेशन असता दॅट इज ऑन द डिमांड्स एवरी डिपार्टमेंटाच्यो. जशें तुवें म्हटलें एक दीस समजा PWDचे आसत जाल्यार त्या दिसा रस्ते उदक हे सगळे त्या दिसा डिस्कस जाता. जशें आज मिनिस्टर विश्वजीत राणेचे डिपार्टमेंटाचे डिमांड आसात. TCP आसा, फॉरेस्ट आसा, अर्बन डेव्हलपमेंट आणि फॉरेस्ट, वुमन अँड चाइल्ड डेव्हलपमेंट 4. सो एवरी पर्सन हू हॅज आस्क्ड, स्पेशली ऑपोजिशन विल आस्क फॉर कट मोशन, म्हणजे तांकां थोडे प्रोविजन तांकां नाका आणि देन दे विल बी आर एबल टू टॉक वॉट एवर दे वॉन्ट. सो हो फायदो घेवन ऑपोजिशनाचे लोक जे कितें तातूंत डिफेक्ट्स आसा, दीस इज द टायम दे गेट फ्री टू टॉक. तरी सुद्दां टायम कमी दिता तांकां. युजली ऑपोजिशन लिडराक चड मेळटा, बाकीच्यांक कमी मेळटा. सो ओवरऑल असेंब्ली जर पळयत जाल्यार मॅटर ऑफ टायम मॅनेजमेंट फ्रॉम स्पीकर. तो कितलो आतां 0 hour 1 hour भितर सडनली आन्सर करतनाच मदींच काबार जाता. सो यू डोंट गेट एवरीथींग. हांगा मातशें डिमांडाक यू हॅव अ मोर हे. पूण इंटरेस्टिंग म्हणल्यार वॉट स्टेज लेटर इज द LAQs. आणि विथ दीस LAQs यू हॅव वेल्थ ऑफ डेटा. तुवें म्हटलें न्ही आय लायक टू एनालायज. I always morning Zali, whenever I have time, I start looking at what are the LAQs which have come today, because by that time they are available to public. So तू जर पळयत जाल्यार म्हणजे फर्स्ट डे ऑनवर्ड्स, मंडे चडसो सदांच एज्युकेशनान हें आशिल्लें, एवरी 4 Mondays तांकां मेळ्ळे. फाल्यांचे आसा होम बी तांकांय मेळटा, फायनान्साक मेळटा, बाकीच्यांक कमी मेळ्ळे दीस थोडे. पण ओवरऑल देर वॉज अ वेल्थ ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन विच इज अवेलेबल विच शूड बी एनालायज लेटर. कित्याक ह्या दिसांनी टायम ना लोकांक. खूप गोष्टी फक्त स्टार LAQ एक दिसाक 2 काय 3 येता इन दॅट 1 hour. सो ते बाय लक कोणाक एक लॉटरी लागली त्या दिसाची, ताजो नंबर जायलो, देन ही इज एबल टू आस्क स्टार क्वेश्चन. सो फर्स्ट 4-5 टिपिकली 5च्या वयर वचना. सो तुजे खूप क्वेश्चन तशेंच उरता आनी एवरी MLA कॅन आस्क 3 स्टार क्वेश्चन. आउट ऑफ दॅट 1 ही हॅज टू फायनली आस्क एट दॅट टायम. अशें आसा. सो आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू गो इनटू दोज डिटेल. पूण जर हांवें LAQ ओवरऑल पळयत न्ही, अप टू टुडे आय वॉज जस्ट एनालायझिंग इट बिफोर आय केम हियर. सरप्रायझिंगली एज्युकेशनाचे क्वेश्चन सगळ्याच्या चड आयले. कित्याक 4 सेशन जाली काल सुद्दां धरून, मंडे सुद्दां धरून 4 सेशन जाली. सो एवरी डे जर तूं पळयत मंडे 4 मंडे मेळ्ळे न्ही. टोटल एज ऑफ नाव एज्युकेशन इज 206. होम इज अराउंड 161, बट फाल्यां बी म्हाका होमाचे परत आसा. सो यू विल गेट मोर. सो इट विल ऑल्सो टच 200. मागीर रेव्हेन्यू आसा, टुरिझम आसा, पब्लीक हेल्थ आसा 110. Public works आसा expectedly 147. अशे questions. These are the questions which have been asked till date. मागीर एग्रीकल्चर आसा 130, स्पोर्ट्स आसा, वॉटर रिसोर्सेस आसा, अशे थोडे तरी डिपार्टमेंटाचे क्वेश्चनूच येवना. देर आर सम डिपार्टमेंट वेर वॉज नॉट अ सिंगल क्वेश्चन. आय विल टेल यू, एक म्हाका दिसता प्रोटोकॉल काय खंय तरी आसा, एअरपोर्टाचें ना, सिव्हिल एव्हिएशनाचें आसा पण एअरपोर्टाचें. सो देव आय डोंट नो, मे बी दॅट इज रिनेम्ड बी. मागीर PPP, आतां पॅट प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ अवर CM, प्रायवेट कितें public private partnership. There is only one LAQ on that.
But there were?
There was one LAQ. There was a session on that. अशें पूण जशें आतां इम्पॉर्टंट थोडे डिपार्टमेंट आशिल्ली, आतां पावर आसा 106. सो people, or what it shows, one is, I'm surprised ट्रायबलाचेर खूब कमी आसा, फायनान्साचेर 73 आशिल्ले. आतां एड्युकेशनाचेर इट इज गुड दॅट देर आर मेनी क्वेश्चन प्रॉब्ली, पण वॉट आय हॅव नोटीस इज समटायम्स देर इज रिपिटेशन. सेम क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड बाय मल्टिपल MLAs इन मल्टिपल सेशन्स, लायक से त्या मंडे कोणे विचारलेलो तसलोच क्वेश्चन. सो फर्स्ट सिग्नल, दॅट्स व्हॉट ऑपोजिशन इज, दे हॅव टू सिट टुगेदर अँड फायंड कॉमन क्वेश्चन्स. समटायम्स दे आर क्लब टुगेदर, पूण जर आमी हें करीत जाल्यार देन द मोर क्वेश्चन्स कॅन बी आस्क्ड, बिकॉज एवरीबडी हॅज अ लिमिटेड, मॅक्सिमम 18 क्वेश्चन दे कॅन आस्क पर डे. So that should have happened. If you look at who have asked more questions, I was looking at, and obviously opposition has to ask questions. There are only 7. Tancha Vitar, if you see MLA Cruz Silva, 261 questions. Ata as on now, today. Venzi, 249. Yuri, 251. Elton, highest, 262. Parat Viresh Borkar, 261. So Cruz, Viresh Borkar, and Vijay Sardesai, 261 each. Tanche. Carlos, he has high quality questions, but 218 limited asa. Ata म्हणजे among them they had almost around 1763 questions आणि विचारल्या. So which is actually, I mean, they will be very good questions. So you have to analyze all these answers. दुसरे वटेन रुलिंगातले not all MLAs are king, but you have to appreciate ex Chief Minister Digambar Kamath, who is 266, who is highest. The highest. So I really admire him at this age, veteran, and still he is asking. And if you see also in assembly, he will speak on many topics.
He must have forgotten that he is in ruling.
That is his nature, but you have to admire. Compared to that, like say now Jennifer Montserrat, she was a minister earlier. Now she is not a minister; she is MLA, but zero question till date. Till date, zero question. So what it means is Talegaon constituency has no issues.
Yeah, God.
That is what. No, so why? See, as a MLA, you have to ask questions. Ata Devya Rane, she used to ask many questions earlier. This time she has asked only 76 questions as on date. Magir Delilah, she used to speak a lot. 32 questions. And Michael, I have not checked. I didn't have time. Among people who support ruling, like Dr. Shetye, he speaks. You must have also seen around 150 questions. Jeet Arulkar, 118 questions. Sankalp again acts like a many times opposition, around 100 questions now, 95. Anik surprisingly Antonio was again, he is also actually independent, right? He should have asked questions. I think his constituency has lot of issues, but he has only 57 questions. So you are given a chance, every MLA is given an opportunity to raise as many questions as possible. Why these MLAs are not taking it? So this is what people who get them elected should think.
One thing, sorry to interrupt this Ramrava, but what I'm saying is that Delilah has lot of issues in her hand. Coastal belt, North coastal belt is a mess.
And last few sessions,
whatever Delhi party is coming and taking over the business, Sunburn, the roads issue, everything. So everything is going
tourism
to. That means there is no issue in North Goa.
You see, most of the time they are talking on budget demand and all, but LAQs they have been reluctant. I don't know, because LAQ needs preparation. You can't just go and talk that way. You have to ask questions.
And she and her husband
she was doing it.
MLAs of the
probably Michael also asked, but not many.
Coastal
so
belt.
If you see this, but still compared to I think previous sessions where a ruling party MLAs very few were asking, this time they have come up with a strategy. Probably Siddharth, if he comes, he will tell. But this time they have asked a lot of questions, and tanche questions were in the lot in the beginning. So what happens automatically? The opposition doesn't get time. So that, see, this it's all floor management.
Okay.
Assembly is a floor management.
Totally.
You should know
Like
when.
life is management.
Now see, today suddenly Vijay was made to speak first. I don't know if there is any strategy behind it, but usually Vijay speaks almost second
Later.
last, and then later on Yuri speaks as a leader of opposition, and then finally the minister replies. As he has spent all his force in the beginning, Vijay. So
on TCP.
TCP.
In attacking
that's what.
former
so-
TCP, present
yeah,
TCP.
yeah. These issues he raised. But coming to, I think, issues, there were a lot of things which were happening, especially that Asagaon thing happened, then Sunburn issue started that time, then there are other, this collapse, retaining
And all
wall,
illegal
all these
businesses
things have
by
come.
outsiders
So,
in the North
Ah,
Belt, right? They,
but,
half of them have no permission. I
yeah.
don't know what the panchayats and all are doing here, and all these government
Yes.
government these are doing.
coming to this midday which Viraj mentioned.
Police verification, all that, nothing
Ah,
is being taken.
No, no, तिथले ना अजून तसे जाऊना. पण there were questions, like say this TCP today most of the MLAs what they are speaking is based on the data. आता
What data?
when Minister
What data?
Rane was questioning Venzi, he was giving him directly citation that this was your LAQ which was replied on 18
this
July.
data based on LAQ.
So if
Why
you
the
see,
minister was saying that it was
see
wrong
this
then?
entire right, all applicants of 17.2, this entire data right now is in public domain as answers to LAQs. So people can analyze. Some people have even gone behind activists. They have now bifurcated it constituency wise. They have given it to each MLA and they have asked them to now present it in the assembly. How much, like say, then it is simple matter of totaling. Although it's a PDF file, people can do anything and total what is the total square meter, what is the amount. Like we have compiled total collection just because of 17 17.2 this itself it runs in crores, that money which has come.
Official.
Yeah, official. I'm saying official. So these are the issues, and from that you can come to know what is the extent of this. Because see, one interesting thing I'll just tell you just about this. When we analyze it, the day it was notified in March that 17 to whatever it is, same day there were almost around 30-50 applications.
Now,
Given.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just one bit before I
Right.
forget. It certainly came to my head. Now, the BJP is also a Delhi party. Head office is in
Yeah.
Delhi, and
Yeah.
to me, Delhi party head
Right.
office is.
Right.
Your leader is born in Haryana, but born and brought up in Delhi.
It's a
Now,
national leader.
Now, I was very intrigued by one ad which somebody
Huh.
sent me.
Yes.
That Delhi were the rulers of India. Now Delhi is going to be the ruler of Goa. Kide, now what is this? AAP and BJP are going to be the rulers
now
of Goa.
just because AAP is
This is
means
from
AAP
some
is,
big
born in
construction
Delhi.
company,
Yeah.
huge construction company.
Yeah.
I will not name the name. We
I
will
know,
make a story
I'll
on
also,
that.
I want, but I'll tell you more about it. So it's just
Yeah, but
because
no, what is this? I
Yeah.
want to know. Delhi,
that
first of
is-
all, Asagaon name should be changed. Why don't you ask for it? Make it Chota Delhi, no?
Asagaon is by far,
Make
I
it
think,
Chota Delhi.
I consider
Secondly,
Asagaon.
half of the restaurants there have got no permission. Half of the rest, and we have our Goans who are doing all the dirty work of these people.
So-
In Reis Magus, 20 crores, 15-20 crores is a bungalow. Professor, you are one of the top level. You have been university professor. Can you afford 20 crores bungalow?
I have not
And why
seen-
is it that we are selling bungalows of 20 crores in Goa?
See, this is
No, it's a straight. And
Straight.
on top of that, you are a politician.
No, no.
So politicians are must be the
I
people
can
with the most
understand
money.
you have become also agitated because
Not agent. I'm shocked.
But actually,
I am shocked.
any true Goan, when you see that ad, that Delhi rules or whatever,
Delhi
go and rule Goa,
What
is
is
highly objectionable.
Very-
First thing, government should have taken action on this.
They take action.
Suppose tomorrow some Tambaku company
Yeah.
has Goa, you go and take action on them. How can you have these objectionable words? So government, that shows the nexus between the rulers and this.
But that's what I said.
So you are trying to link it with Aam Aadmi. No, see.
No,
the
I know.
fact-
I said BJP is also headquarters is
No,
in
no.
Delhi, and so
Yeah,
is
but see, we are not ruling here or whatever it is also, and even otherwise, this could not have happened if Aam Aadmi was there. That is different story. But the fact that this company is doing it, and not only this, the informally also messages are that way की अशेंच जाता गोंयान तुमकां जमनी तुमी घेया येवन येवन आमी मिडलमॅन आसा.
Any one more thing I would like to add to this also. Now tell me one thing. Since we are on the north coastal belt, now have you seen the roads on the villages, coastal villages? You take Valdona, you take Asagaon, you take Sioli. Have you seen the internal roads? They are one car, and that too full of potholes. In fact, we have been doing stories. We will be doing stories on this much. I can give a commitment on TV. We will be. Wait. What are the panchayats doing? The sarpanch it's only to take little bit underneath and give licenses. You look at the bungalows, look at the restaurants, look at the clubs that are coming up on those areas. Just look at those huge bungalows, swimming pools, whatever, 5 crores, 10 crores, 15 crores. How are the panchayats and how is the opposition allowing this to happen? There's some nexus.
See, you say opposition allowing. Opposition is not allowing it. It is trying to bring out all these things.
Correct. Nexus is with the government. Which I don't know. Now that today he's not come answered the question.
This issue, just like how Asagaon happened. See, high level bureaucrats,
this issue the other
officers
day.
are also involved. Politicians are involved. Now you were talking about this particular ad, the developer. Now I think 3 days back again Vijay mentioned that the same developer is involved in Zuari land scam. No,
same guy.
Same guy.
Really?
Yeah. In
that 1 lakh square meter.
Yes.
And Chief Minister the committee
Chief Minister is saying, I have heard this name only recently.
How you heard his name? He goes to Delhi every now and then.
It is, and I will tell you now. Vijay said apart from that Karapur land, that where it was belonging to Vishwajit Rade's company, which is sold to them. Zuari is the second. It is not the second. This is the third. They have already almost done project in Old Goa, where also they have flouted the rules, where they have brought their compound wall directly on the road, and which is now leading to flooding. People have complained, but nobody is
that's what I'm saying. The panchayats, little bit of whatever,
TCP issued notice and TCP
everybody. Today it's with fruits and sagwat and all. Nistan
I'll tell you.
Need anything
if you see this scam of that 17 also, people who are most beneficiaries are part of the directors of one of the biggest infrastructure, this road infrastructure bridge contractor who is now stationed in Goa. First names are all their companies, so you can make out how they are getting land in Morji.
So many NGOs are fighting for small things. Trees are being cut. Why so many? None of the
trees. I'll tell you now. Trees. There's an interesting thing which we checked. Trees जितले लावपाचे असता कट करतो गोत. गव्हर्नमेंटांनी लावना आणि प्रायव्हेट कंपनीन जेंका प्रोजेक्ट आहे तांणी लावना. More than 2 lakh trees ते लावपाचे आशिल्ले. They have not. आता परत विजयान तो इश्यू काढलो आणि गव्हर्नमेंटाचे फनी प्रोविजन इफ यू कांट डू फॉरेस्टेशन हियर यू डू इट इन सम अदर स्टेट म्हणजे ते आमकां मागीर कितें हे दितले हांगा सपोर्ट दितले आय डोंट नो व्हाट इज दिस लॉजिक
आय डोंट नो
मध्य प्रदेशाक लाया खंय
आय थिंक फॉरगेट गोवन्स ऑल्सो हॅज दॅट फॉल्ट एट दिस बिकॉज गोवन्स आर सेलिंग देयर लँड we have made mistakes, we have sold our land, today's generation is selling land, and I don't know, everybody is talking about Wayanad, nobody is talking about the flooding which happened in Goa.
See, it is on the same scale.
3-4 days Goa was shut.
It is on the same scale, it is happening and it is very close because
मागीर
आमी climate change करता blame. It is not climate change other thing. We have spoiled our land. We have spoiled हांगा इतली conversion जाल्या, land filling जाल्या, hill cutting जाल्या. म्हणजे if you go through even this assembly's data नी, you will get complete FAR कोणाचो वाडयला. 400 page document we have of list of people ज्यांचे FAR PDA नी वाडयला. Including some ministers.
I would have had no problem if Goans were doing business and starting their work. I have no problem. Arey, but this is for whose faida that this business is being done?
No, I think
that means then after you shout that Goans are going to bloody where? Swindon, Hounslow, Dubai. किती गोंया हिंगा चान्स ना आमी कितें करपाचो धंदो हिंगा गोंया
बेसिक थिंग आमचे कडेन ना आनी आमी व्हडले उलयतात विराज
the full funda
I became third panelist today
you have become quite agitated
the full funda there is the land rates are so inflated that even a good quality builder from Goa cannot afford to buy that land and make a project. So if you look at these projects, the one that you are referring to was House of Abhinandan Lodha. So they have one in Zuari and the other one in Bicholi Karapur. So they've named it Gulf One of Goa, something like that. So you see Purvankara, all these big builders are coming here, and this is just the start. This is just the beginning. I mean, Goa is not the only place that they're doing this. So if you look at all the touristy places, so if you look at Lonavala and all those places, there are big players coming there, private villas and all these kind of things. This happens everywhere where tourism is in place. So something has to be done, and people themselves will not sell the land. That's not going to happen, because someone or the other will end up selling land, and the prices are so high, it's too tempting. Someone who is doing like a 30,000-40,000 rupee salary job suddenly gets 10 crores for his plot. Why will he not sell it? So he's probably
he'll buy one flat of 1 crore and 30 crores. 30 times
even in my village this has happened.
Of course, your village
So,
will become another
3 lakh
now.
scam which has happened.
So I think certain places like Dabolim is like a hotspot. Asagaon though has already been saturated, but I think we need to preserve.
Now it is resell. Delhi guy sells to Delhi guy. It is not Delhi to
I
sell.
think the richest village in world maybe, I don't know.
Richest village what? तर सरपंच जनाला पादेशीर म्हणता. Officially काय ना? Unofficially ते सोडून दे. Okay, Viran, finish here out of time.
Yeah, so at least the other places like developments are coming in places like Sukor, Moira, Bastora and those areas, and in the hinterland like Bicholim. Project in Bicholim was unheard of. Even the major builders from Goa don't have a project in Bicholim. So this places, north coastal belt, of course, people will come there and they will build villas and all those kind of things. But at least the hinterlands have to be saved for Goans. The land prices need to be controlled so that it's affordable.
See, the point is not that carrying capacity. You see, no.
Yeah.
Arey, you 1 car road, you have like huge bungalows. How is it possible?
No,
What are these panchayats and all are doing? Suppose if they have been pressurized, they should talk about it, no, at least.
So it puts pressure on roads, electricity,
And people,
water,
everything.
garbage, everything.
In some
These villages,
cases,
there's no electricity, there's nothing.
in some cases, these panchayat themselves are created or like say they are paid and they are made members. It is like that. Suppose in one of our constituency, it's something happening.
Okay, but in that case, then Goa should not suffer, no, when it gets flooded.
No,
when
see,
there are no roads, when there are potholes, they should not suffer.
we have become greedy.
Last
That is
but
also
Yeah, I
there.
don't know, few people.
Last but
Few-
not the
few
least, these projects also result in cutting of lot of trees, and we've seen what has happened in Wayanad and Munnar last year. So that's
This
a major
year,
concern.
last year, this year.
Wayanad this
After-
year,
after
Munnar
right now, this is a
last year.
disaster.
Munnar, Himachal, it's a mess. Okay, guys. Anyway, we've got we went into a little bit of activism here but these are the things that were discussed in the TCP, and we are seeing what's happening in Wayanad, which is also a tourist spot, very much like Goa, very green, very beautiful, and we have seen the flooding that has happened in Goa. It is unheard of flooding. I know whatever the ministers might say, whatever the government might say, it rained so much. It always rains. It rains little less, it rains little more. Suppose you keep on converting land, keep on building buildings, whether it rains for 1 week, like in Delhi, you go 3 hours, it rains, the whole thing floods. Go to Bangalore and see. You want Goa to be like that? I don't know. That is something that Goans have to decide, and the Goan opposition has to decide. Otherwise, there will always be allegations that the Goan parties that are in Goa are controlled from Delhi and based in Delhi. This is a direct allegation I'm making. Otherwise, let those same parties who are here in government and opposition take care of Goa, make Goa and Goans a priority. Let's get back to the live assembly session now. Keep watching Glenn Costa on Goa 365.